Guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I'm jumping in with a subscriber requested video. And actually I've had this video requested kind of over a good span of time, and it's about a Book of Shadows. And people were saying that they want to start a Book of Shadows, not quite sure how to get started, what should it look like, this and that. And so I thought I would just show kind of what I do for my, quote unquote Book of Shadows, which you may be wondering, okay, what is a Book of Shadows? And basically it's, okay, if you want to put it simply, it's a witchy diary. Basically, a Book of Shadows would have spells that you performed, kind of the outcome of those spells, what worked, what didn't. It would also be, a place that you would put down some journaling. It might be also a place where you put down, kind of more of your witchy recipes. It might also be where you might put some of your tarot spreads and, just basically anything that is connected to your witchy practice, no matter what that may be. And many of us have, very different looking practices as magical practitioners. So I just want to show what I do. I don't have one specific journal or book or notebook or that I have for my Book of Shadows. It's actually divided up into different books, and that's just because of my organizational brain. I need to have a book that has only this section, this section, this section. For some people, they would just have one massive tome, and then they would add maybe pages, and they would have kind of like their own table of contents of like, okay, from this page to this page is like all of my recipes, and that's all of like my spell work, and adjustments that I've made. But for me, my Book of Shadows is actually multiple books. They don't have to look fancy. I mean, they match my personality, which, I love Hello Kitty. I love sloths. Like, these are, and your Book of Shadows should have personality. It should be connected to you. So, like I said, this is just me personally, my practice. People wanted to know what it looked like for me. And so that's what I'm going to show. So this obviously isn't going to be every single magical practitioner out there, because I don't believe there's a set way that your Book of Shadows should look. It should be catered to your practice, your personality, and you should add a little bit of your own flavor to it, so to speak. So this notebook here, I place all of my spreads. Now, let me just kind of move these out. This here actually is like my journal, and sometimes I do put spreads in here, but if I put them in here because I'm thinking about something and I just automatically sketch it in here, I'll transfer it over into here. That has basically all of my spreads, and plus spreads that I've also found on the interwebs as well. So these aren't just spreads that I have created, but once I run out of pages in here, of course I'm gonna have to grab another journal, and and then I'll have two spreads books that I'm going to reference. So this one is just for spreads, although some of these spreads are also found in here, and that's just because I transferred them over. Now in here, these are more of like my recipes. So I have my sprays that I make, I have my oil blends, salves, I do make candles, rose water, teas, things like that. I have in here, but when I'm just brainstorming, it goes in my journal. So this journal actually kind of has the rough draft of everything, along with my journaling, that I do. And sometimes I'm, working using tarot to, kind of work through certain issues. So it's like, this is like a mishmash of like everything. But I like to keep things nice and neat. So I will transfer the recipes over into here. Now this beautiful leather-bound notebook here, this actually has all of the spells I've ever done. So I have the spells in here, and then I put what worked and what didn't in here. And then as I've kind of mastered, so to speak, that spell, and I feel like it works pretty well for me, then I transfer it into the fancy book. So this one is just spells. Okay, so I'll be careful what I show in my diary because, it's personal. But anyway, so, like I said, you just make it personal. You add little bits and bobs, and I have, like, I guess my bullet journaling is also in here in my book of shadows. But yeah, I have things that I've cut out and I put in here. There's cards in here, there's spreads, there's actual just journaling thoughts and things like that. Yeah, they're all in here. And I actually have my own little code. I also have my poetry in here, but I have my own little code so that when I do a diary entry, I don't know, the code changes all the time. It's weird. It's just like my own personal thing. But yeah, so lots of just different stuff in here. See, like Mabon ritual, like, just, you guys can make it your own, like do whatever you want. I just kind of did my own thing. I didn't even follow anybody's like recipe for a book of shadows. I basically, this journal was given to me by my best friend. She knows I kind of like, mint colored things. And so I've just been filling it with like my own stuff. I like color. I find a beautiful picture, I'm gonna put in here. Somebody puts a tarot card into something that I buy, or an oracle card, I put it in here. Any ideas I have for like my live chats that I do on Patreon, sometimes I do like more witchy type stuff, and I'll put those ideas in here. If I have spread ideas, I put them in here, and then eventually when I flesh it out, I transfer them into my my spread book here. If I have recipes, everything kind of gets fleshed out in here before they go into the fancy books. Like this one, just my spells. This one, just recipes and, basically crafts and stuff like that. And this one, just my spreads. And then what's left in here is basically my journaling, my Mayan astrology, like all that type stuff. So yeah, I mean, that's it. That's my book of shadows, but it's literally divided into several books. Because that's just how my mind works. So I hope you guys found this helpful, that you don't have to have, I don't know, maybe whatever we've seen in the movies or on television or aesthetically on Instagram. Some people have some beautiful books, that are like this thick, and, they keep adding, these handmade pages. And to me, that's beautiful. It's just, that doesn't work for me, and it's not actually my personality. Like this is my personality, and it's how my brain works. So I hope this is like a good, maybe jumping off point for some people, or at least gets you to look at a book of shadows in a different way. Yeah, but anyway, I hope you guys found this helpful. People have just been asking me, and I was like, what, it's time for me to finally just make a video. Because people seem to be fretting about, does it have to be this? Does it have to have this? Does it, in order to feel, I guess, more into your practice, or, to finally organize all the stuff that you may have floating around on just pieces of paper. So yes, this is me. This is how I do things. If you have any comments or questions, you can place that down below. I'd be more than happy to respond to you, as I always respond to all of my comments. Yeah, and that's it from me, spiritual homies. So I hope you dug this video, and if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that notification bell for more videos just like this. And if you want to catch a reading for me, head over to www.kittenswaitsandtarot.com. Over on my website, not only do I have a plethora of readings, but I also have my room and body sprays, I have my salves, I have my travel witch altar pendants and other altar pendants that I make, rainbow bridge, ancestral. I also have my bracelets that I make, and I have my Wally's World Oracle that was community created and community funded. It's my little Wally Wadito. And I also have the Leon Mystery School on my website. Just click up at the top, Leon Mystery School. That's right, I have created my own mystery school where I am the freaking headmistress. And I am surrounded by some fabulous teachers. You can learn everything from Mayan astrology, love spells and working with essential oils and herbs and candles, working with magic, how to, program your crystals and how to use them for healing and to affect your environment, how to bridge the gap between spirituality and science when it comes to crystals, how to work with the ancestors, and how to dive into your past life using the tarot. There's so much there, and we have other instructors that'll be joining us later this year on into early next year. So definitely check that out. That's definitely a dream come true. I mean, having my own freaking mystery school. Yeah, and I have a newsletter on my website too. That's free to sign up. I have witchy DIYs, arts and crafts DIYs, channels that I'm watching, teas that I'm drinking, crystals that I'm using, etc., that interest you. Definitely sign up, and I hit your inbox on the 1st of every month, and that is the only time that I email you anything, so I don't play the spam game. And yeah, that's it from me, spiritual homies. If you want to send a little love my way, think about joining the KWT tribe over at patreon.com/kittens, weights, and tarot. For as little as $1, it helps this channel immensely, so that I can do more and create more for you, spiritual homies. All right, peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.